All praise Yahweh Bashim, Al Shai Bashim Hakadesh. The Bahans of Pastor Elder Great Mills, help me to the truth, the root well. Salutations to Yakim out there pushing the truth from all sincerity, which the lies to do so. Salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered on the four corners of the earth that believe the 100% truth, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Shalom. I just want to do a quick video on topic, these squirrels attacks are taking place in New York City. I saw this video a couple of days ago, but I'm just getting around to do the video. I saw that Elder Mandata Zakbar of here of South Carolina, he also did a video on the same topic. A beautiful lesson that he did as well. But that's just all through the Spirit. The Spirit, leads you to certain things, and you just got to bring it out. But that's all through the Spirit. Yahweh Bashim Mashah. But I'm gonna do this quick lesson. I'm gonna play the video, and then I'll go into the scriptures from there. So play the video right quick.
Some people living in a Queens neighborhood are afraid to leave their homes. Get this, there have been several aggressive squirrel attacks over the last few weeks. CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez spoke with some of the victims.
Micheline Frederick is still bruised, her bite wounds healing after she was attacked by an aggressive squirrel 1 week ago.
You hear someone's bitten by a squirrel, you're like, okay, you got a little nip, what's the big deal? But this was like MMA cage match, and I lost.
Frederick says the squirrel, totally unprovoked, went after her as she stood on the front stoop of her Rego Park, Queens home on 65th Drive. She shared graphic photos of the aftermath.
We're wrestling in the snow, and there's blood everywhere, and my finger's getting chewed, and it won't let go. Eventually, it just stopped, and there I was, a big bloody mess.
This security camera image shows the squirrel latched on to her left hand. At least 6 of Frederick's neighbors have also been terrorized by a raging rodent, including Venati Singh's family. They were recording a squirrel on their mailbox when it pounced.
These squirrels are aggressively going after people.
Going after Singh's husband twice.
Tried to climb up my leg. I was able to shoo him off the second time was right here when I was trying to get in.
Another squirrel jumped on neighbor Leisha Wang's back and bit her arm.
I was screaming crazy.
The victims say they've called the city for help. The New York City Department of Health says it's advised them to hire a state-licensed trapper, which they have, but so far the traps remain empty.
The Centers for Disease Control says small rodents like squirrels are almost never found to have rabies. So not knowing what's causing the squirrels' aggressive behavior is what's concerning to many people who live here.
I'm a little surprised that the city is not taking it a little more seriously, considering how many people have been attacked.
Frederick is getting treated for rabies as a precaution. She says it's a reminder that although squirrels are cute, they're still wild animals. In Rego Park, Queens, Hazel Sanchez, CBS 2 News.
This is Ben Sirach, Sceliaticus 39 and 28, which reads, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions and serpents, and the sword, it's like a punishing the wicked to destruction." Yeah, and the Lord put the spirit of vengeance upon this small squirrel, to carry out these judgment upon this people. Showing you that the Lord, all things are created for His purposes, and we're in these end times that the Lord is visiting the earth, and He's going to use these things to wreak havoc and cause and to be a nuisance to the people in these end days, and even use them to put people to death. Because this is not the first time the Lord has done use beasts to bring upon vengeance to His enemies. And you saw in the video that they reported like they don't know what's the answer for these squirrels behaving in this way, and the answer is in the scriptures. The Lord is putting His spirit of vengeance upon these animals to carry out these acts. You know what I'm saying? Because He's in the time of judgment and visiting in the earth, and then more evils are going to come upon this place. And this is 2nd Esdras 15 and 10. "Behold, my people is led as flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Yeah, just as the Lord did in our previous Egyptian captivity, because America, Babylon the Great, you know what I'm saying, is also called Egypt, which means place of bondage, and just as he did before in the Egyptian captivity, he's also going to, bring plagues upon, modern day Egypt, in these end days. And that's why the Lord has these animals acting out these things, also, with the situation with the, what was it, the vultures in Pennsylvania, that they said that they was coughing up vomit that smelled like dead corpses or whatnot, and they just plaguing it and destroying rooftops in Pennsylvania, and the vultures are huge, the Lord can just have vultures swoop down and snatch you up, especially small kids, dogs, cats, whatever, what I'm saying, and swoop them up and take them away, what I'm saying. The Lord just can't have somebody, or put that spirit on them to even grab an adult, scoop you up, take you 10,000 feet in the air or whatnot, what I'm saying, and just drop you, because that's, the Lord can do that, what I'm saying, because he'll put that spirit upon them to do things, to do those type of acts on the people, You're going to be amazed at all the evils that the Lord is going to bring, what I'm saying, during these times. Like, people are going to be, fearing for their lives, because the Lord is going to use, all types of animals, what I'm saying, things that you never seen before, or things that you would never think that the Lord would use, it's like to bring vengeance, what I'm saying, and judgment, upon the world, what I'm saying, because this is the time of judgment, because we're at the end of Esau, Edom, and his kingdom, as of today. Today's date is December 31st, 2020. You know what I'm saying? The day before so-called New Year's. You know what I'm saying? This is so-called New Year's Eve. And as we go into 2021, we know more death and destruction is coming, because we're getting closer to the downfall of Esau, Edom, and his kingdom. So more judgment, or greater judgment is going to come, and more evils are going to come, because as we get closer to the end of this devil's rule, the Lord is going to bring more and more judgment upon it, So people, they're thinking like they got New Year's resolution, they want to do something better or do something different. They hope things get better, but it's not going to get better, because this is the time that the Lord has appointed, to bring this kingdom down. So things aren't going to get better. They're going to, we want to go into 2021 and, forget about 2020, but the Lord is going to make, people are going to be begging for 2020 to come back for the times that we're about to go into. You know what I'm saying? 2/3 of our people, they're going to want to go in reverse, because, but the Lord is only going to go forth. You know what I'm saying? He's going to bring more and more evils into this place, and greater judgments are coming. As you can see, you know what I'm saying? They're looking for answers. They're saying that they don't know why these squirrels are acting this way, but the scriptures clearly state that these are spirits of vengeance, that the Lord is going to use the teeth of wild beasts to bring judgment, and that's what he's doing. And it's only going to intensify. You know what I'm saying? You saw that, this small rodent, you know what I'm saying, was a rodent, is just a rat, you know what I'm saying? Squirrel just a big ass rat or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So we saw that the squirrel, you know what I'm saying, just almost took the woman's hands off or tried to take her finger off or whatnot. And she just thought it was innocent. The squirrel ran up on her, just shoo away, go, go, go. But the squirrel wasn't having that, you know what I'm saying? He just tried to take her head off. He was biting her hands. You saw all the blood that was in the snow, you know what I'm saying? So a little animal like that, the Lord gonna put a strong spirit on, a strong spirit of vengeance to actually take people out, you know what I'm saying? And then you gotta remember that it's gonna be a plethora of these animals that are gonna be doing these things. So it's gonna be a great judgment, just like he did in our former captivity, where he used, you know what I'm saying, the frogs, which I got that pulled up right next. We're gonna go into that. This is Exodus 8:1. Frogs over the land. So Exodus 8:1, which reads, "And Yahweh spake unto Moses, Go unto Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus said Yahweh, Let my people go, that they may serve me. And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all thy borders with frogs, and the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall come up into thy house, and into thy bedroom, and into thy it's like a and it, and into thy house, and into thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed, and into the house of thy servants, and upon thy people, and in thy ovens, and into thy needle throgs. Yeah, see, the Lord wasn't playing. He was having these frogs, and I'm sure these were vicious frogs. These wasn't your everyday average tree frogs. These were like bull frogs more likely, or something vicious that, you know what I'm saying, that could just, snap your hand off, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just, how the Lord does. Because he was bringing these strong plagues upon, Egypt for holding his people captive and not letting them go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's going to do in these same times as today. He's going to bring these same plagues, you know what I'm saying, into this modern day Egypt. And you saw, he said he put an abundance, you know what I'm saying, which is a plethora of these animals. So these small animals, these innocent squirrels or whatnot, what you think, the Lord going to have an abundance of them doing these attacks, you know what I'm saying? So people are going to be afraid to come out their house. So you saw in the video that the squirrel just hopped on the, you know what I'm saying, and tried to jump through the window. You know what I'm saying? To get into the house, to get at them. So imagine when there's like 100 of them, you know what I'm saying? And they were just afraid of one squirrel jumping at the window, you know what I'm saying? So what they going to think when they come outside and they see like, 50, 100 squirrels coming at them? What do you think they're going to do? You know what I'm saying? And they got the spirit of vengeance of the Lord on them, It's going to be mayhem out here, you know what I'm saying? Because the Lord's going to let these things go and let them get busy to bring judgment upon the people. And the frogs shall come up upon thee, it's like both thee and upon thy people and upon all thy servants. Yeah, the Lord brought it on the whole land of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? All of them, you know what I'm saying, suffered this great plague. And that's what the Lord is going to continue to do in this day, And that's why those animals, or these animals, are behaving in the way they are. I think there was a few months ago they showed the brothers were bringing out the videos of the birds. You know what I'm saying? And this parking lot, there was a abundance, a plethora of birds just flying around. You know what I'm saying? And the woman was just sitting in her car, and she was just videotaping, the birds just, bugging out, and just flying on and just all over the cars in these parking lot, in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? But that's the spirit of the Lord that's upon these birds, showing you that we're at the end of this kingdom, and the Lord is going to put the spirit, on all His creation, to bring judgment upon this place. And plus, the fowls of the air are going to feast upon the bodies, of Babylon the Great. When the Lord comes to destroy this place is going to be a big graveyard, and the fowls of the earth, as the Lord has promised, He's going to allow them to feast on the body of kings. Just briefly paraphrase it, but yeah. So these things are going to come to pass, and I'm sure those fowls, they waiting for that day. They want to have that great feast. Especially upon these heathens, that brought or did this wickedness to this world. You know what I'm saying? This is 2 Kings 9 and 10, which reads, "And the dogs shall eat Jezebel, and in the portion of Jezreel, and there shall be none to bury her, and he opened the door and fled." Yeah, the Lord had appointed dogs to eat the corpse or the body of Jezebel, because the Lord had her put to death for her wickedness. And this is King Ahab's wife. King Ahab was the king of the northern kingdom, and he married a heathen woman, Jezebel, and I believe she was of royalty as well. She was of a heathen king's daughter. I believe she was a Hamite, and the Lord, had her put to death because they was wicked. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to that. This is 2 Kings 9 and 3, which reads, and when Jehu was come to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her face and tied her head and and looked out at a window. And as Jehu entered into the gate, she said, "Had Zimri peace, who slew his master?" And he lifted up his face to the window and said, "Who is on my side? Who?" And there looked out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs. And he said, throw her down. So they threw her down, and some of the blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the horses, and he trod her underfoot. Yeah, so the Lord, had her run up into her castle, and overthrow her, and had Jehu, men, they threw her from the window. They threw her out of the window that she was staring. They went up into her home and just threw her out there, and her body hit the ground. And I'm sure the Lord left her spirit in her, so she can experience her devouring, or these dogs ripping her apart. As we're gonna read on. And when he was coming in, he did eat and drink, and said, go see now this cursed woman, and bury her, for she is a king's daughter. Yeah, so he was going to give her a proper burial, because she was of royalty, and he was going to bury her, And then and they went to bury her, but they found no more of her than the skull and the feet and the palms of her hands. Wherefore they came again and told him and said, and he said, this is the word of Yahweh, which spake by his servant Elijah the Tishbite, saying, in the portion of Jezreel shall the dogs eat the flesh of Jezebel, and the carcass of Jezebel shall be as dung upon the face of the field in the portion of Jezreel, so that they shall not say, this is Jezebel. Yeah, so the Lord had her corpse devoured by dogs. So he couldn't have a proper burial, because he was, he was a just king. He was like, yo, since he's of royalty, I'm gonna let her have a proper burial. But the Lord had other plans. So the Lord had the dogs, because he prophesied. He had Elijah prophesy this to them, that that her blood was gonna be spilt on the walls, and that the dogs, wild dogs, were gonna rip her apart. So I'm sure the Lord kept her spirit, even though she hit the ground. I'm sure the Lord kept her spirit in her, so she could experience these dogs ripping away at her flesh. And that's what the Lord is going to do in these times. The Lord's going to have you taken out by beasts. He's going to have you experience every living second of you being ripped apart and eaten alive. So she pretty much got eaten alive by these dogs, these wild beasts, and they couldn't even bury her, because they devoured her to the point that they only left her head in her head. Showing you the viciousness of Yahweh Hashem Al-Shai. The Lord ain't playing. When the Lord sets things forth, it's going to take place. So Esau, Edom, this kingdom, this place is done. Because we're getting closer to the end, and we got to be give all praise to Yahweh Hashem Al-Shai, that we can see this devil's kingdom is falling. Because we're getting close to the end. As the year goes on, coming into 2021, we're getting closer to this devil's destruction. And this is what we want. We want to see the downfall. We don't want this place to get better. We don't want him to, continue to be ruling over us in wickedness. We want the Lord to take this devil out. So we can receive, our salvation. And we could be in our power seat, because we want payback. We're gonna get our true recompense. It's like we're gonna get our true reparations. Once we come into power. Because the Lord is gonna let us get our get back on what they done to us as a people. We're going to get that back. And I know 2/3 they in the mindset, we just want to go along and get along. The Lord love everybody, but you ain't even going to think that like that no more. When we come to the kingdom, you're going to be in your proper mind state, and you're going to be getting the Lord going to have you're going to be in your right spirit, so you're going to be getting your get back too. You're going to have these devils at service as well. But on this side, you're in the wrong mind state. Because the Lord has blocked His truth unto you. But in the kingdom, you're going to be in your proper mind state, and you're going to be a God, just as we are, or those are the hopeful elect. Lord willing, I'm among that number. But this is the last scripture I want to bring out. This is Jeremiah 15:3, which reads, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, said Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And that's the times that we're in. The Lord is going to allow these things to take place. He's going to have bird attacks, vultures, hawks, all these animals. He's going to have the spirit upon, put his spirit upon. So these little small animals that you think innocent, like they showed in the video of the squirrel, they're going to be vicious. They're going to have the spirit of vengeance upon the Lord, this evil spirit upon them, and they're going to be carrying out judgment. And it's not going to just be just one. You know, it's going to be many of these things attacking. You know what I'm saying? Birds or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the Lord has set forth to take place. You know, because we're coming into those times. You know, we're going to see, beasts even coming from the seas. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of the waters, out of the oceans. That's really going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's prophesied to do so. You know, that these things are going to take place in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, you know, in this end, you know. And, you know, those are the elect, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to experience these things, you know. There's no harms or no evil should fall upon us as they are, you know, to the 2/3 of our nation, you know what I'm saying? And those are the other heathen nations, you know. It's going to be great judgment. So we should rejoice that these things are coming to pass and that we have the eyes to see and the ears to hear and understand that something as simple as they think they think that this is a simple thing, like, oh, these so-called these squirrels are out of character, behaving this way. You know what I'm saying? And we don't understand why, but those that are in the know, they understand that this is, you know, the spirit of vengeance that the Lord has placed upon these animals to carry out this judgment. And being that you have the understanding to see that, you should, you know, give all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, you know, that He allowed you to have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. You know what I'm saying? Something as this, because, you know, the average individual, they can't see that this is judgment from the Lord or this is the Lord's word. You know what I'm saying? They just think it's just, you know, something that's happening in nature. You know what I'm saying? But nothing happens, you know, without it being the point of the Lord. You know, and this is just the Lord's vengeance taking place on the earth, and it's just going to intensify, and it's going to be used to bring great judgment. And that's pretty much it. Just want to say, Kol Holo Yahweh Shem Shai, and Shalom.